Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to show you how to render displacement map with the displacement map with three different render: Redshift, V-Ray Next, and Anno render. I want to try RenderMan. Actually, I have done this with RenderMan before, but RenderMan seems to have a very short-term trial license, so I don't use it anymore. And for Blender EVs, I will use that next. That's a good Swiss Army knife, but it's not katana if you know what I mean. Okay, so this is the model that I designed. So I don't know what's going to happen. Let's go in that together in raw data mode. So I turn off the clouding. Sorry, it doesn't have this what we call ding ding because we don't need that unless we are doing stuff like the Japanese sex industry. Okay, now I'm going to render that with Anno first because it seems to be very popular among other people. Um, For me, honestly, Anno and RenderMan seem to produce a very good result, and V-Ray as well. It's also depend on your artist level. However, if you want to render GPU with Anno, you need to have RTA card up. So for a low end, like for low to medium range, I would recommend you to use V-Ray and Redshift because they are fast with GPU. If you don't have a high-end hardware, dedicate high-end hardware for your work. Also, if you are a freelancer, I would recommend that. It would even better if you can use Blender. Now let's cut the crap, go to Anno, and for Anno, I leave everything at a 4, and the render resolution is somewhere around, I would go Full HD. It might take some time because I have a very yeah, very cheap and very low end Lenovo laptop. It Lenovo Y520 with a GPU of GTX 1080. It's not even a TI. It's extremely low. Intel graphic card 630 with a i7 CPUs. If you are rendering production quality, I don't recommend use i7. Use Xeon or either. Oh, the love of God, AMD is rising now, especially with the third generation. Extremely fast and it also extremely hot. A dedicated memory of 16 gig DDR4. This little crap can support up to 32 gig, but I don't use that because yeah, and the rest is SSD, all SSD from M.2 to my SSD. Right now, cut the crap. Select our object, right click, assign new material, go to Anno, I go to Anno standard surface, and then I choose Anno skin. Ka-ching, kaboom. Ooh la la. And next, you will have to go to body shape node, go to Anno, turn it on. What do you need to turn on? Go to subdivision tab, turn this on. For iteration, I would recommend to go to the level that you have sculpted that in either Mudbox or ZBrush. I use Mudbox mostly because that's what I need. I'm not a character artist who create character, a lot of style, a lot of things. Mostly on animation and rendering, so Mudbox is fine for me. So if you scale it at 5 level in ZBrush, go with 5. If you scale it at 6 in Mudbox, go with 6. There will be achievement on that, but this is the best way that I have been practicing for a long time. I think a lot of other studios around the world are also doing that. So, okay, I don't know what worked for you, but that's what worked for me. And also for big production like big production company like big film and animation factory, they don't often use this at a low stuff. They often use it at they smooth it even more, 2 or 3 more, because they want to see the detail on that. Now with the dedicated I mean Anno, V-Ray, and RenderMan out there, they can see the displacement map right there, so they don't have to do this. Especially with RenderMan, full of R&D, and RenderMan is the best, of course. You don't have to compare because it's the best. It has a lot of other things that give it free to other renderer to work on, especially with USD. It's really fast. So go with iteration 5. and you need to turn the displacement attribute on. Don't forget to put the bound paddings to minus 0.5. With displacement map and vector displacement map, you have to do that. And auto bump, you have to enable it. This is random man. Random man is faster. It it faster in terms of setting. You don't have to do a lot of complicated stuff. And after that, you go to AI standard here and click on the shader. You click on the displacement shader. That's it. You choose the file. But when you choose the file, it goes to the classic displacement. This is cool for the past 5-10 years ago. It's extremely cool. It using an RGB color 32-bit. Now we are using 32-bit of vector displacement map. I would recommend you use vector displacement map. For this one, leave it there. For vector space, I would choose object because it's the object that is moving. Vector displacement map, click on that, choose the file again, turn this off, and I use Mudbox, so I choose Mudbox. This one will change automatically based on the file type that you choose. On the desktop, I have this displacement, which is all in EXI. So if you are using Anol will convert this file to TX, which is Anol file, and it will be rendering faster than the EXI cell. If you are using RenderMan, it will turn that into TEX as well. V-Ray also have that, turn that as well, but it doesn't show you. It turn that slowly in its own internal process. Click open. That's it, folks. You don't have to do anything else. Let's see the result of the rendering. And now we go to Anol. We turn on Skydome and visibility with the camera. Turn it off, and you cannot go it lower than whatever. So I turn this to 0.1. I would choose exposures to 5. I don't often turn it at 1. It's very, no, this one maybe 2. Let's say 2. And then I will create a studio line, not totally studio line. It's just for the sake of rendering, I don't do much of the lighting. So turn that. Okay. And bears in mind that I don't use GPU render, so it might take a long time because my renderer doesn't support GPU. It supports only RTX. You know what I mean? And not support only RTX. So unless you have RTX, don't buy Quadro if you are a freelance person or you are doing a personal project or doing like a small and to medium freelance project. Don't buy Quadro. It's very expensive. GeForce GTX work very well for you. You don't have to go to like Quadro RTX if it costs you like a car or two in certain country. So now we do the render and see the result. I don't mess with the setting because I don't know how to pause this on we can click pause recording. Okay, let's see if let's go live. I click on this because I know when I click this it won't work, so I save first and then click render. Kaboom. Let's wait for it. Can I pause it? Okay, now we I think I pause it. We can see this is the 4K map render. I decided to go 4K and it looks nice with Anol render. So if you want to see how the setting is, I go with 6 and the rest is the same. So just to recap, you select the material, apply Anol shader, and then go to Anol tab. You turn on subdivisions. I choose Cat Clark, which is the standard one. Iteration level based on the level that you have subdivide your object in the sculpting application. If it is 5 time, you go 5, and for the displacement attribute, bound padding, go to minus 0.5. Auto bump you have to enable. Sorry, English is not my. I have not used it for a long time. Displacement map, go to displacement shader. Disconnect it from the normal 2D displacement. Apply it to the vector displacement map. Choose tangent space, especially if you are doing a character animation. Choose the file, turn it off, select the file type that your scouting application come from. It either come from Zebras or Matbuck. Most of the people who are working on Zebras and Matbuck turn it into Mari, because the way Mari laid it out is easier to understand than these two stupid thing file format. I don't know. And then it become raw. Set up the lighting, hit the renders. I render it with CPU. I told you I don't have a GPU, so it's quite clean and no noise at 4K, just for camera sample of around 6, not around, and it 23.54 minutes. Guys, that's Anno, and it gives you a nice result. Once again, I'm not promoting a particular render. The choice is yours. Do whatever works best, fast, and get the money from clients soon. So I save it out. I think I need to burn, color manage, apply, save it in this one. I save it as PNG. I call it Anno. CPU of 20, I think 24. Let's put it 24. It's actually 23 stuff. For this, the displacement map, I think RenderMan is faster. RenderMan render it's fast with all of those crap. So 23.54, let's say 24, that's it. So for this, I think I will have to lock the camera. Yeah, lock the camera. I think I don't need to do a lot of cool things. Just press key and turn it off. So I save that. I save it as Anno. So this one should be called Anno. Rig for Anno. Nice. So I turn the belonging off or something. So kill all of that. And now we go to V-Ray. V-Ray is one of the coolest as well, but it takes some time to render. It takes some time to set up, not to render. Select the object, right click, apply V-Ray material. Once again, V-Ray doesn't come up with strong reflection, so I go with 5 and glossiness of around there as well. You don't need to enable like Anno and Redshift, all of this. You just select your model, go to create, go to V-Ray, go to V-Ray displacement map, apply V-Ray single node to selection, and then select dot, go to attribute, go to V-Ray, tick subdivision, do it again, tick displacement control, do it again, tick subdivision and displacement quality. That's how you set up it in V-Ray. It's not done yet. You need to open it up, change it from normal displacement to with the displacement absolute. With the displacement absolute is for tangent space. This is for object space. So we are animating these guys, so without ding ding, we go with the displacement absolute. Filter, I don't like it. This one, keep it there. And then we choose our file. Kaboom. Choose file. Turn this off just like the other. Turn this into Matbuck. Open the file. I think that the body, we go to the displacement. VMD, I choose, yeah, TX is a file that Anno convert. Kaboom. Are we done that? No, we are not done yet. With the file you select, you need to go to attribute, you go to V-Ray, you go to allow negative color. Because 32-bit vector displacement map, it can go into the curvature, it can go into a lot of parts, so you need to turn that on. In Anno, you just click done. That's it. You don't have to do anything. For V-Ray, you have to tweak that a little bit. Once you tweak that, it's not done yet. If you render, there will be some artifact, especially the border level, where you can see the dent part, the part that is supposed to go under, to go deeper, it doesn't go at all. It just clip there. That means it's the border level. That's what it says. So you need to destroy the border level by selecting your displacement node go down, you change this from automatic to explicit. You double click the mint color. Just like in Nano, you turn the bound padding to minus 0.5. So this one you have to turn this to minus 0.5. For the safety reason, I go minus 30. You don't want to go beyond that. Minus 30 is the maximum value you can go. Going beyond that won't change your render, won't change your model. Done. But it might still have a problem that the water level is still there because you just apply it onto your V-Ray displacement. However, let's check the body, because sometimes it apply on this but it doesn't go all the way to that one. So you need to turn that on as well. Scroll down, everything is fine, it's fine. You see the vector displacement is there, but your body here, it doesn't at all. Turn it off, turn this into explicit, do the same. Yeah, I think minus 0.20 is also work. You don't have to go to 30, but just to be safe. Don't try to mess around with this and spend time with it. Just go to the setting that I think is working for you. Just go to minus 30, that's it. Whatever model you're using, if you want to render displacement map. Okay, so change that to V-Ray. I render CPU as well, I don't render GPU. So I go to basket render. The cool thing about V-Ray is that we just use the setting and it works, that's it. So if you want to go for quality, just 3, and this one is 24. Yeah, you don't mess with anything at all. And I turn this to, yeah. Do you think it works? I don't know if it works or not, but I go with V-Ray. I turn option invisible off, use dome texture, select the same file, go to file, turn that off. Use this one. Oh, previously I did not use the HDR, so now I use it. Yeah, that's unfair for Anno. Sorry, Anno. Okay, move it up, scale it, make it like an umbrella light. Okay, pull it this way. Ka-ching, ka-ching. For the days sky dome, I would lower it down to 0.2. For this lighting, I would make it somewhere around 7 because I know it's going to be strong. And we select our camera, we this to go back to frame 1, kaboom. And I will render with CPU, and after that we will see how it works with GPU as well. Remember, I don't have a dedicated GPU card, it's just 1080 GTX. So here you go, V-Ray with CPU render. I need to turn global illumination on because Anno has that on already, so you have to turn that on as well. This one to 3 and 16, 3 and 24. I think the recommendation is to go with that. That should be fine. But for the sake of 4K, 324. If 116, just 324, just go by the number. Okay. And we save that as V-Ray. This one is Anno. This one is V-Ray. And I click the render and we can pause. I think I turned it on. We can pause the video and wait for the magic to happen. Oh guys, you can see it's working and it's working nice. Kaboom. Yes, it's quite fast. Yeah, like this it look like elephant skin. I cannot support to render fur, even though I have fur set up here, but sorry, I cannot support that. Cannot go. Oh, I think. Oh, I don't like window. Oh, it causes a problem. Okay, guys, let's check the video. Sorry, I do a little bit of push up. Oh, feel power. You see the rendering with CPU is 5 minutes 23 0.9 second, and we go for 100% quality. There you go. You see how nice it is? Extremely cool and fast. So there's the reason why V-Ray is mainly used for Game of Thrones, if you know what I mean, and also rendering channels as well. So this is V-Ray, folks, CPU 5 minutes 23 seconds. And now let me show that, and I try to, because V-Ray come with two stuff. This one is I render with GPU. V-Ray, it's what we call 5 minutes. Let's exaggerate that a little bit to 6 minutes. Okay, how far is that? So now I will have to oh no, I need to turn on the what I need to turn on this and turn this on. Use the past project save and click save. That's for CPU, 5 minutes 36 seconds. And now we switch to GPU. For GPU, I use the same, and be mindful that it's only GTX 1050. And so, oh, I have Xgen Guy. Turn it off. Cannot afford that. It's too expensive. Let's see how fast it is with GPU render. Pause video again. Go to do some push-up. Come back. Nearly hour press again. Hi folks, somehow I need to stop the rendering because I don't think my graphic card can handle that because it look nasty around here. Yep, it is not like this one with CPUs. Yeah, CPU is nicer and dense and cool and good, and it's only 5 minutes stuff, so I need to have a good graphic card for that. But you cannot do anything with it. There is nothing you can do about that because it's a laptop. It's not a workstation laptop that you can. Yeah, V-Ray, nice. I don't know. Just don't try to tip the side to see how nice it is. Well, I know it's also nice. Yeah, you can see the detail is there, and it look very good. Yeah, it's the same thing. It is just the lighting is a little bit stronger that it put in. So overall, it look fine. This one is fine. Yeah. And now we go with the last one, which is the Redshift. So I save that. Okay. Now I save it as a Redshift. And I think I like Redshift more. The reason that I install Redshift because of my low-end hardware. So Redshift faster for me. Ooh, no. Kaboom. I delete this. Kaboom. Select, okay, change this to Redshift. And global illumination, turn it on to brute force. For the output in Redshift, it is important for you to understand that you don't have to mess around with this preset of only, I mean, the default one is 1024. What the heck? It's too much. I would suggest to go to the maximum of 512, and that is it. What you have to mess around is around here, is down here. So oftentimes I go with 64 for this one, and then min sample 128. This one is the multiplication by 4 of this one. If this one is 4, this one is 16. If this one is 8, this one is 32. It's simple as that. So if this one is 128, this one is 512. Simple as that. You don't believe me? Multiply by 4. 4 times 8 is 32, 2, you, 3, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Let's do the multiplication, right? 120, I think I may be wrong. Calculation. 128 multiplied by 4, 512. Yeah, that's it. That's it, guy. Don't mess around with what? Denoise? Oh, crap, fuck that. I don't like it. and we go back to our camera. Here, I need to, select your object, assign new material, go to Redshift, go to Redshift material, go to window, node editor, clear them all, grab it, press tab, type displacement, you choose whatever you want, Redshift, V-Ray, or whatever. I go with Redshift displacement. In the Redshift stuff, instead of high fill, I choose vector. Instead of object, I choose tangent. I go to texture map. I go to file, turn this off, turn this into Mudbox. Choose this one, go to desktop, go to the file that I select, go to the folder, select EXR, kaboom. What should we do now? This is the shading group of our material. Press 3. Press this one 3 as well. Noodle it out. Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Go to displacement shader. No, don't play around with me. Go to displacement shader. That is it, folks. Nope. One more. Just like in Anno, just like in RenderMan, just like in, no, I don't know, Pro Render, maybe, Cycle, Eevee. Redshift, you need to turn tessellation on. 4.6. In V-Ray, it's 4.4. It doesn't make any difference. The algorithm may be a little bit different, but the same. You need to turn that on, and you need to turn this on as well. That's it for Redshift. Very simple as that. You may want to increase the displacement scale depending on what you need. Maybe you want it so meaning, so I don't know. Let's do it. Let's go to Redshift. Let's apply that one. And when you apply Skydome, go down to environment, turn enable background off. Choose the file that we just like, whatever file we want, just choose one. Exposure, I can go lower, -1. It's like RenderMan as well, you can go down. And you click that. A lot of people will complain, will accuse that, oh, this guy is a RenderMan fan, or whatever. That's why we talk about RenderMan. Folks, don't get me wrong. You have to understand the reason why Hollywood use RenderMan in most of its films, along with Hyperion, especially RenderMan. You can see the Jungle Book, Lion King. You can achieve the same result with Anno, with V-Ray, with a lot of render. But there's something that it chooses. So follow along. I may put it to, let's see, maybe 2. And the same camera angle, just kaboom. We save. Go to render view, and I don't think I need to pause the video with that because it's fast. If you have I think by the time of this record, AMD third generation is out. I think my microphone is far. AMD third generation is out, and it's the 3950X, which is I think 24 core, 48 threads, 24C and 48T. It has a cache of 144 cache memory. It's cost somewhere around $1,400. With the new Asus TX motherboard, it supports up to 4 PCIe. Imagine if you use the Quad M.2 PCIe card, and then you plug all those PCIe in those cards, how fast it's going to be. And it has extra M.2, 3 more on the board. Wow. So in those PCI Express card, if you use a dedicated RTX card for your work, especially if you can afford Quadro RTX or maybe just GTX, GeForce GTX 2080 Ti, 4 of it into that motherboard, and you render that with Redshift. You see, I told you I don't need to pause. I don't need to wait for it to happen. It's just quick. The progress is still rendering, but that's it, folks. You see, it's down here. So I start from the most popular one, which is annual. However, with Redshift, we have a little bit of this artifact, but that can be fixed. That's not a big problem. If we go to 100, I think that is. I think we can mess around with the setting. Here it can be like we put it to 4 or maybe screen space adaptive, smooth subdivision, screen space adaptive or whatever. And yeah, we can play around with all of that. Plus loop. I don't go with loop. Maybe I go with this one only. So cat clock only because loop might have some problem. I don't know what it stands for. Loop. It's the edge loop or whatever loop. I don't know. I'm a cat clock guy. Cat clock. So I go with cat clock and let's try this one to 4. See if this artifact is still there. Oh, let's put it this way. Let me put that to 6. Let me go this to loop and let me check with the textures itself to see if we need to tweak a little bit with the textures or anything with the textures or not. But I don't know for I'm not an expert in that, so we don't have anything to do at all with this. Maybe we should look at the color balance. We tie the alpha offset of -0.5, let's say, just like in V-Ray, and let's do that again. No, just like in, yeah, maybe in Monterey, that's what you have to turn this into -0.5 or something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We can try the other way around, right? If it doesn't work, we can look at the maybe the Redshift range here, and we might need to change that. So 1 the old one, the scale. Yeah, I told you if it doesn't work, we can tweak it. Yeah, it seems it doesn't work at all. Yeah, it's still there. Okay, it's still there. It looked nasty if you. Of course, I have my other stuff to cover that, but I don't think it's space type tangent vector because I choose vector displacement. When we go to the vector displacement, this one is still there, so I think I put this back to 0, and it might shine. And no, it's not alpha, it's luminant because we are not using the alpha at all. Let's scroll down. It's Mudbug, it's raw material, it's correct all of these. So I don't know why the artifact is still there. Maybe we have to do a lot more thing. But that's, if you cannot find it, that's it, folks, because that's the way we do it with uh, the 3D renderer. And I don't know, high fill. I don't think high fill will work. High fill will not render it correctly because it's a vector displacement. If high fill can solve the problem, I will go with high fill. Yeah, it seems it solved the problem. Wow, it solved most of it. Can you believe that? Wow, it solved most of that. But the details seem to lost. However, we seem to have solved some of the problem. We can increase that by 2. I think it's smart enough. If 2 come back, we will go back to vector displacement now. Okay, it seems the same, but it doesn't make much of a difference. I don't know, I will figure it out. But it seems high fill solve most of the work, even though it has a lot of problem around here. Okay, let's go to vector and tangent, this one. This one, if you want to increase the scale, I would suggest you to select your displacement here and Oh no, not your displacement. Select your model, scroll down to your model body, not that one, this one. Scroll down to what is it, Redshift, enable auto, I think enable auto might cause the problem. Turn it off. See if, well, I don't know, let's the expert do it. I saw you guy all the way through all of these, so yeah. Ooh la la, when we turn autobahn off, it's all gone. Yeah, still there, but not totally. It just mostly all of it gone. Oh, I forgot too one thing. Reflection, I do hate it. And let's try skin. Skin. It doesn't have any skin. Okay, you need to turn it on later. Right, so it seems we solved the problem by turning autobahn off. Ooh, that's cool. Let's see. Let's make it even meaner. Extremely ugly. More powerful by increasing the displacement scale up to 2. I can play around with this all day long with my low-end computer. You see, that's it. With Redshift, and it looked nasty. Oof. But because I said that. So if you have a dedicated graphic card, this one might be like ting, 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 even faster for you. With V-Ray GPU as well, with Anol GPU as well, you have a dedicated graphic card, not just like what I mentioned here. So now let's do a proper render and to see how long it will take. And let me go back to this one, and I increase this a little bit to maybe 3. And for the displacement scale, go back to 1. Oh, remember we saw the solution by turning this off. And we save, and then we click render, and we will have to wait. I pause the video for now. So folks, it is now done. It's 5 minutes 48 seconds, so it's somewhere around V-Ray CPU as well. So when you're rendering with V-Ray, it depends on the scene and depends on the file. So you have to remember that CPU take longer time than GPU. So this one is a dedicated GPU render because it's Redshift. Also, I try other stuff with V-Ray GPU as well, and it's working fast and even faster than Redshift. So I'm not biased. I have the 3 renderer at my computer right now, just in case, because it depends on the shot. A certain shot requires certain because I know this shot work faster on V-Ray. I know this shot work faster on Redshift. I know this shot look nicer with Anol, especially if I have Anol and Renderman, rendering fur and hairs look nicer and more realistic than V-Ray and Redshift. However, it's depend on the look. Remember that Overwatch has been rendering with Redshift for a long time, and V-Ray has been the legend for a long time as well. Anol is the boss of the town now. Even nowadays, it's Eevee seems to gain a lot of prominence, recognition among freelance artists who are using Blender. But for me, I'm not saying Blender is bad. I'm a Linux guy myself. I love open source. But remember that Blender will always be a Swiss Army knife. It cannot become an axe, katana, or missile and thing at the same time, because the guy who developed that tried to compact all of those into one package. If he can do that in the next 5 years, that would be great. But if you want to be greater, he needs to release it for other software who are releasing all the new feature, and then wait for its Blender community have to wait and combine them all and then become an add-on. This is like, I don't know, you know what I mean. So I'm not biased guy, but I will learn to use Blender, I hope. But if you want to become an industry person, go with the big boy first. However, you have to learn Blender as well because it's the people champion now. Learn it, earn money with it. The fact that it got support from Nvidia, Intel, AMD, and a lot more, It sounds nice, but you have to understand that those money come with string attached. Those guys say they are open, but when the money come in, there will be terms and conditions coming along as well. It's better to be using Pop OS, CentOS, or Fedora rather than using Red Hat. You know what I mean. You have to pay. So I rounded up to, because it's 40 somewhere around, not V-Ray. It's let's say Redshift 6 minutes as well. Okay. So now if we come down to all of this, they have the same quality. It depends on the skill of the actor, of the artist, not the skill of the actor. I'm not an actor. So this is analog with raw CPU. It looks nice and cool, and it has this then, and you almost don't need ambient occlusion anymore. It looks nice already. This is analog CPU. It's 24 minutes. This is I think it's this one is V-Ray. Yeah, it's the same thing as analog as well, and this one is Redshift. I think maybe because of the lighting. The lighting made a difference, and all is like overall it's, yeah, that's why this one look a little bit flat because of the lighting as well. So same folk, hope you like it, and don't judge me based on the my comment on Blender or anything. It's your choice. If you can earn money from it, go for it. Go with the big boy first while also learning Blender as well. It help your life. Thank you.